because of her resume, and she just romped in the what was that the Oaks up there in Saratoga, and she has the ability to run in the Breeders' Cup, and she won the Kentucky Oaks and the Acorn and all these other things, and
that's nice and that's fine and good.
I understand.
That's fine and good.
But I mean,
now here's what I would like to see. I don't know if they would do it. Would they run Monomoy Girl in the Classic against males? Now that Justify is out,
would that put her over the top?
Well, that would be interesting.
If she was able to win the Classic and she beat the boys, would she then be Horse of the Year? Because everybody said,
undefeated Triple Crown winners.
Everybody was saying, Midnight Basu. As soon as Midnight Basu can run against Monomoy Girl and get a good trip, she's going to take down Monomoy Girl. And then she did in the Coaching Club American Oaks. She had no excuses and couldn't run down Monomoy Girl.
It's an interesting question. Let's go to Doug up first. 93 in the Village. Doug, welcome in.
Yeah, good morning, Drew. Good morning, Mark. It's the first chance I've had to call in while Mark's been there. I just wanted to let you know I enjoy listening to you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yep. So I wanted to make a comment about the horse racing. I really think this is part of the problem with horse racing and why you might say it's kind of dying. The stars, it reminds me of Kentucky basketball and the one and done thing. It's hard to really get involved with the horse when they just, get retired so early as soon as they have some success. And it's such a shame. I was really looking forward to seeing Justify in the Breeders' Cup. So it's a sad day.
Yeah, I get that, and you're right. I mean, this is an unfortunate side of the sport, and it's unfortunate, and I appreciate the call there, Doug, because there is I understand it, and I understand both sides. As a fan, I'm like, darn it, why can't we see this horse race again?
Right. And
why can't you just wait it out, give the fans of the sport something they want? And then I also understand if you own something that's worth $75 million, that if it takes a bad step, it's not going to be worth $75 million.
Exactly, and that's such a tough thing to weigh. And they have races out there like the Dubai World Cup and like the Pegasus and the Breeders' Cup Classic that will incentivize people to stay on the track. And I think the more you get races like that, the more people will consider to do it.
But here's the problem, though. He's also sucked all the air out of the room for anybody else to create a name, right? I mean, Justify is it. I mean, by winning it, you have now eliminated any other stars to develop out of this class because you've stomped them all down into the ground.
Sure.
So now there's nobody to take the mantle because you beat them all.
They're all done. Yeah, exactly. So you've beat everybody, and now you're going to go retire, and the Breeders' Cup is off the table for you, and the Pegasus and so all these high dollar events. How do they really attract an audience without you?
I don't even think that the horse that they ever got to the bottom of the horse. I don't think he ever had to have his.
They showed him the whip.
He was so much. Yeah, he was so much better than everybody else. He never had that moment where he had to dig in and really do something special. Maybe that would have happened at Breeders' Cup. Maybe not. You don't know. But I mean, that's the thing that, gosh, I sort of think this horse retired undefeated, and I'm not sure they ever got to the bottom of him.
Right. No, so, Darren Rogers is on, Friday afternoon on Inside Churchill Downs, and he told a really good story on the radio the other day, and he said he was talking to Bob Baffert when they were parading around, when they're showing him here at Churchill Downs at the night racing a few weeks. He said, So who do you like? You like American Pharoah or Justify a little bit better? And he goes, well, I'll let you know. If I ever robbed a bank out west and I needed to get away on a horse, I'm riding this guy.
They're both
they're both tied on
to
the post. He says, I'm getting on Justify. And so, and he said before, Bob Baffert has that, that he could have won every race on the card on Belmont Day. Talking about the sprints, talking about the longer races, talking about the mile. So, I think Bob Baffert believes that Justify, and maybe this is why he's $75 million too, is that he could win sprints.
Yeah.
He could maybe even win on the turf, and that he could probably, and we know he can go at distance. So with all that being given, like as a runner, we just haven't been able to see his true greatness, and that's really the biggest problem. That's why I wanted to see him run against older horses in the Breeders' Cup and maybe, in other different races that are out there. But we won't get to see that now.
Dr. Waldman texted in here, and he's right. He said that's why Cigar was so awesome, because he could never go to the breeding shed. He had to stay on the track.
I mean, yeah.
We need a gelding superstar.
That's what I was about to say. We need a gelding superstar.
Can we get a gelding Triple Crown winner?
Exactly.
It'd be the worst thing ever if you owned a gelding Triple Crown winner.
Well, like last night, we were watching the Cougar Stakes. Out at Captain's Quarters.
And a gutless effort from Hopportunity.
I mean,
thoroughly gutless effort.
But Hopportunity's been
a
horse that, I've enjoyed, you've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I've made some money on Hopportunity over the years. And, but you don't get to see that because he's a 7-year-old horse now. You won't get to see Justify, as a 7-year-old and running in these races and you see the downward trend of Justify. You won't ever get to see that. You get to remember him as a Triple Crown winner, and that's it.
I wonder where he will be. It'll be very interesting in the conversations amongst horse people about where he ranks all time, because it's very simple to say, a horse never lost a race and he won a Triple Crown. What the hell do you want?
We never showed him the whip, and he ran,
but never ran against older horses too. So
true, but he ran in the slop. He ran through the fog. He won it a mile and a half. He's never been whipped. I mean, what else do you want to say? I mean, you showed me that allowance race out at Santa Anita after he broke his maiden, and I was all in.
Yeah, and
you don't show me that. I can't afford Ashley's ring from Goomer and Company. You know what I mean? It's like that horse is a part of the family.
Yes.
Here, and he's part Blankenbaker. Because
Justify helped pay for your ring from Goomer and Company, which is great. Which you got a great price on anyway.
I got a great price on it, but no, if you
got a much nicer ring. So Ashley should thank Justify every day for upgrading that ring.
Our raft, it's a unicorn raft. And Justify is Pegasus.
Sure.
It's named Justify. So it's part of the family. We blow it up. It's giant. Yeah. It's 9 foot tall, and everybody comes by and takes. It's named Justify on Christmas Lake. So. Yeah,
I haven't. I don't have Max on Wednesdays, so I haven't had a chance to tell him about this. But I know he's going to be vastly disappointed about Justify, and I will be curious his take on who's better, Pharaoh or Justify. So
it's hard to say.
My prediction is what he will say is, well, it's his favorite stat. American Pharaoh is the only horse to win the Triple Crown and the Breeders' Cup. So he's probably going to go with Pharaoh.
Well, Pharaoh, I love the way Pharaoh ran. They both had really high cruising speeds, and I just felt like American Pharaoh could have. I think American Pharaoh might have been able to win at like 2 miles. He could just run forever. Justify is a giant horse. I don't know if he could stretch out that far. Opportunity ran a mile and a half yesterday. I don't know how often he could run.
I would suggest he almost ran a mile and a half is what I would suggest to you.
He ran a mile and a quarter.
Ran a mile and 7 furlongs. 3 furlongs.
Yeah. So, but no, but you know what I mean. Like I felt like American Pharaoh could just run forever. Justify just had some serious speed.
Yeah. Yeah. So, be really interesting to see where he is thought of on the. Amongst on the all-time list, because there is, he never ran against older horses, but he dominated his 3-year-old class and retires undefeated. So
111 days. That's it. That's all we got.
That sounds like a 30 for 30. 111 days, or however many weeks that is the title of it there.
Pretty. What
if I told you?
What if I told you the horse captured America in 111 days?
So, and the other sort of thing it does too, while knocking down all the other 3-year-olds, so there's another star in this class. If somebody wins a Triple Crown next year, people would be like, it's getting too easy.
Right.
Or even within the next 3 or 4 years. Oh, got to change it up, man. Got to lengthen out one of those races.
How would you like to be the owner of a horse that you're following 2 different Triple Crown winners, and then now you're getting like $30 million for your breeding rights?
I think it'd still be okay.
I mean, it'd still be okay.
I think it'd still be okay with it.
But you could have been the 75. And Sambaye, or is that going to be
Sambaye? That's our new horse. That's the horse that's going to make our Breeders' Cup week. The 2-year, hopefully it'll be the in the Breeders' Cup juvenile and 2-year-old champ.
That really was an impressive win at Saratoga. Legitimately was a very good, a really good field. of 2-year-olds.
Yeah, so we'll talk about all these with the official handicapper of ESPN Louisville here in just a little bit. We'll get to you as well here. 267-9680 is our number to get in. You can text away on that. We'll have to get Blankenbaker's take on a number of the topics that we have discussed here on this show, but haven't had him chime in on. All the negative Nellies out there, I'm sure you've got something to say for them about this football season.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. 9-3 over here. We'll see what he has to say.
I've been on record as 8-4, but if they're not,
I thought you were 9-3, Mark.
No, if you tell me 8 wins is impossible, you say that's off the table.
Who's saying that's impossible?
I don't know. Just say it's an impossibility. Then
that
they're
would just
win
be
9.
hitting the over by a game.
8 is par, 9 is birdie, 7 is bogey.
8 is par.
8 is par this year. Next year, it won't be the case.
8, I don't know. I think 7's par. I think 8's a birdie.
No, not this. No, not
Really?
with the schedule. I mean, everybody focuses on Alabama and Clemson, but they have only got those 2. They should be favored or at least very close to even on the remaining 10.
Okay, 8. Blankenberger says 8's par. I say 7's par. We'll see. We'll get your thoughts on that as well here as we roll along. Don't forget about our friends over at Carlin Roofing and Sheet Metal. Look, this is a time right now with the damage we had last week. All these storm chasers have come to town. I saw a commercial for it Sunday morning. They had a campaign ready to go. We're a local company. 1-800 number. Not a local company. All right, they're not. So and
Looking for that 502.
Yeah. So, well, and beyond that, you'll actually have people come to town, get a 502 number and say, oh, yeah, we've been around for years. Well, ask them how to say, the city that has the castle. Is that Versailles or Versailles? Start asking them names of streets. If they remember where the White Castle used to be. No. If they don't know that, don't do business with him. Jack Carlin, he knows the White Castle used to be at Bardstown Road and Eastern Parkway, by God. All right? So because he's been around here since 1984. And in all seriousness, these people that pressure you to try to get something done really fast, they're trying to do that because they're trying to get into town and out of town fast. Deal with somebody that you can trust who's been around for a long time. You can be patient if it's hail damage. There's not going to be a hole in your roof. So and you've got like 2 years to do the claim or something along those lines. So make sure you're dealing with, get on the schedule and, do business with somebody you can trust, like Carlin Roofing and Sheet Metal. 458-9898, online at carlinroofs.com. That's CARLON roofs.com. Before we go to break, I have to tell the story. Because Jack Carlin actually came out and looked at my roof and said, you might have some bruising on there. So, call your insurance company. So I called the guy at Travelers and calls me, hounded me. Again, I've had a great experience with Travelers. Can't say enough about it.
Travelers is a good insurance company.
Anyway, the guy calls me yesterday and we're trying to schedule a time when I couldn't really work it today or next week. He goes, well, I can do Saturday. I said, well, actually, that's great. What time? He goes, about 11:30 or 12. I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, just text me when you're close. I'll be up the street at my, clubhouse. I didn't even say pool. I just said I'll just be up at the clubhouse area, but I can come down. And he goes, unless there's lightning. And I said, okay, you're a listener. I like it.
The claims adjuster for Travelers Insurance is listening to the show.
He goes,
Perfect.
unless there's lightning. He goes, so I'm just like, I like you already. And my issue's not with the lightning, though. Again, it's the thunder.
It's the thunder.
It's the stupid thunder policy. All right. We'll talk to you here when we come back. 267-9680. Clint Glasscock will join us here in just a little bit as well as we roll along. It's Deener Show, 9th Right in the Billy, ESPN 680.
Ever wanted to be behind the wheel of a UPS package car? Here's your opportunity to get your foot in the door. UPS is hiring for its preload operations in Louisville. As a preloader, you'll help our drivers load their vehicles and get packages on the road and out for delivery. You'll also be able to bid on package car driver job opportunities. If you're looking for a part-time job and career opportunities, we've got a job for you. Are you ready to get on the road? Apply now at upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
Broadcasting live from the Papa John Studios, you're listening to The Deener Show, presented by OPC Pest Services on ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Drew Deener and Mark Blakenbaker.
That's right. We are here home for U of L. We are home for U of L baseball, but they don't play till next spring. We are home for the Reds baseball. They'll be on the air tonight. 7:10 with the first pitch and taking on the Phillies. So we'll be on the air about a half hour prior to that. So that's what we have this evening for you here. Coming up soon, we'll have the PGA Championship. 1 week from tonight, we have the Lamar Jackson debut. In fact, we'll have his first 2 games because they play the Colts in game 2. So you can hear Lamar Jackson's first couple of games right here on ESPN Louisville. So a week from tonight, that'll be appointment TV.
I'll be watching.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to miss that
because you're gonna. It's better. You won't see this much of him in the regular season. I don't think, at least not for a while, unless there's an injury.
No, you probably won't. The thing is, we're not going to be able to go to Norton Commons on Thursday night if he's playing football.
Well, why not? You got a phone?
No, I'm going to be glued in. I'm going to be glued.
You can do that. I'm not